Well, there you have it. Kyle Fletcher has accepted it. Tony Khan now makes it official. For Revolution on March 9th, it'll be a steel cage between Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Bloomington, Minnesota, Julia Hart.
A big fan of this young lady. Psychologically, she's strong. She's resilient. Her wrestling skills are amazing.
And she's a former TBS champion. Held the title for 155 days. And, of course, member of the Hounds from Hell, Excalibur.
Alongside Brody King, Buddy Matthews, the Hounds of Hell. And Julia Hart, the type of athlete that, despite her young age, wrestles well beyond her years.
She's got a lot of confidence. I don't think there's any question about that. And she gets that, I think, by being beside guys like Brody King and, of course, Buddy Matthews, the Hounds of Hell. She's got quite a challenge for her here tonight, though, as we go back to the ring for the next introduction.
And her opponent, from Guinea, West Africa, Queen Aminata.
Here's another young lady who has made a lot of strides here in AEW since her arrival. We are taking a look here, gentlemen, at two women, and we've followed their careers from inception here in AEW to see how far they've come. Both ladies have come a long, long way. It's going to be a great matchup here on TNT and on Max.
Queen Aminata, this was not her chosen career path, JR, but ultimately it was the career path that called to her, the siren song of the professional wrestling ring, and now she finds herself with a huge opportunity facing a former TBS champion in Julia Hart.
She's very athletic as the Queen. Julia Hart playing some mind games in the early going here. She's very good at that. Like I said earlier, I sign off on the potential success of Julia Hart. She's a winner. She's a keeper.
Notice how Julia not even looking at her opponent until right now. She was just not paying attention, just a smile on her face, looking around, and now ready to tie it up with Paul Turner, the referee. Great to have you with us here on TNT. We are a week removed from a fantastic night, of course, in Brisbane, Australia, and we are heading to Sunday, March 9th at Revolution in Los Angeles at the Crypto.com Arena.
Well, Aminata trying to show up Julia Hart.
Show up, show out, make an impression. She did all those things.
And I think the patience of Aminata, JR, paying off here in the early goings.
You're less likely to make a mistake, a game-changing mistake, if you take your time.
And Tony, you mentioned we're on the road to Revolution on Sunday, March 9th, live on pay-per-view. And this coming Wednesday, we'll have a stop in San Diego, California, actually just north Oceanside, Front Wave Arena, and we will be live coast to coast, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. No cover there. Whoa, very close call. We'll be live coast to coast this Wednesday night on TBS and Max, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific.
Well, San Diego, the home of Excalibur, and I'll be a guest of his for dinner the night before. Here we go. Rolling through.
And Julia Hart.
2.
I haven't heard that story, Shivani. You got all connections.
I got connections. Snapmare takeover that time, and just a solid kick to the back, to the lower ribs.
Not fancy, and neither was that, but you could hear the impact. Flesh on flesh. That's what you got out of that deal.
Yeah, Aminata using those powerful legs, delivering the kick first to the spine, then to the front, and now the hammer throw into the corner. Julia Hart in trouble here.
Aminata is strong. She's physically stronger, in my opinion, than is Julia Hart.
JR, I'd definitely be inclined to agree with that assessment as Aminata blistered the chest of Julia Hart with those chops. And fans, we're just over 2 weeks away from the Revolution, coming up live on pay-per-view from the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, and it will be the Rated R superstar, Adam Copeland, challenging Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. And as we saw this past Wednesday night, Tony Khan made it official. MJF, Hangman Adam Page, one-on-one in Los Angeles, plus Timeless Tony Storm, Mariah May, the third match in the trilogy, the AEW Women's World Championship on the line. A lot of bad blood, and this one is Julia Hart bouncing the head of Queen Aminata repeatedly off the mat.
Fans, there's a one count. This match in the women's division continues on Max and TNT. We continue on Collision. We are coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. Tony Schiavone, JR, and Excalibur. And there's a backbreaker by Queen Aminata.
She's strong. She's stronger than her adversary. And now she's being able to impose her will as the queen.
Look at that, Julia Hart. Almost out of instinct, got back up to her feet. Her momentum carried her. But Aminata, these snap suplexes.
Yeah, Excalibur, that's 2 in a row, and both have been textbook. And Julia comes right back up again, like you said.
She's resilient, but maybe at times she should take a little break.
Aminata, the first athlete from Guinea, West Africa to be a professional wrestler on a global stage, and this could be the biggest win of her career over former TBS champion Julia Hart. Aminata, does she have this match in hand?
Well, I'm surprised she's not trying to cover it because Julia Hart is getting back up in the corner.
One doesn't want to give Julia second chances. Not smart.
There she goes.
Counted up for a lack of experience.
That was a kick hip attack combination that time, Excalibur. 1, 2, and a 2 count.
Yeah, because of the long legs, because of the reach of Queen Aminata, when she comes in with that boot in the corner, that's like a cover again. JR, that's like a javelin coming into Julia Hart's face.
Yeah, absolutely. She's taking advantage of what the good Lord gifted her with.
1, 2.
A very tight pinning predicament, a high stack by Aminata.
I don't know if Julia Hart's going to be able to rebound and win this match, quite frankly.
Rolls her up. 1, 2, and a 2 count. Thrust kick. Looked like it caught Queen Aminata on the jaw that time.
Yeah, Aminata could have been looking for that Queen's Crown, that lunging headbutt.
1, 2, got a 2 count.
Julia Hart feeling the anticipation, countering with that thrust kick, Tony.
What a great competition in women's division that we are watching between these two ladies.
They're both very talented. They're both very hungry. They both need a win. It's that simple. That's where they've checked every box.
Julia likes that moonsault press from the top.
She's got her opponent in position.
Both boots up in the face by Aminata.
Well advertised.
Oh,
Was that one?
a German suplex, but as Aminata gets up, Julia Hart is rising up. Julia Hart just will not stay down, guys.
She's running on fumes right now, Tony, I think. She meaning Julia Hart.
And again, Hart is getting up and stalking over her slowly as Queen Aminata feeling very good about what is going on in the match right now, as you can tell.
And Julia Hart, who last year returned from a lengthy layoff due to injury. Ring rust may not always be apparent at first, but it has a way of catching up with you.
Couple of back elbows, make it 3 to the head. Stunned Queen Aminata. Here goes Julia Hart.
Oh, look at this, Hart. Looking for that Manjigatami, the flying octopus hold. She's got Queen Aminata in the center of the ring.
Could be over in a heartbeat.
It is over. There's your heartbeat, JR.
Here's your winner, Julia Hart.
Great resilience, counter wrestling by Julia Hart.
And you can see by Julia's face not escaping this match completely unscathed, but leaving with a hard-fought, hard-earned victory here tonight over Queen Aminata. Julia Hart, the Hounds of Hell, definitely a unit to watch in 2025.